Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap. What is Weekly Recap? Well, Weekly Recaps, I go over a week of operating a semi-truck in the United States for 7 days or less. I talk about the loads I did, why I did them, how I ended up where I ended up, and I go over the numbers and break it all down, try to give some insight into trucking for the new guys. Anybody who wants to be an owner-operator, if you know someone like that, share this video to them. Thank you very much. Hit the like button while you're here. And if you're not a subscriber, if you like trucking stuff, think about it. That's what we do here. So let's get to this week of Weekly Recap. I'm going to go over these numbers. I don't talk about these numbers to brag or complain. It's just a week. It's what happened to me. It didn't happen to you. I'm not asking you to do it. It's just what it is. Just my week of operating my truck in the United States. So a couple qualifiers on this week before I even get started. Number one, this is not in my typical truck. My blue Peterbilt got hit in this week is from September, and my truck got hit the week before this, so I'm in a loaner truck this week. It was a white Peterbilt 579, just like my truck. The only difference is the loaner truck was a 10-speed manual, and it was a high horsepower Cummins. It was a 505 horsepower with all the torques of a Cummins, come on. So I ran that truck. I averaged, I think, 6.5, 6.6, something like that for the week. Yeah, not good for me. I like my fuel economy, and this was a lot of things, but not great fuel economy. I was appreciative to get the truck because I would have missed out on a big revenue week if I hadn't have had the opportunity to take the loaner truck. So by no means am I knocking the loaner truck. I'm just not doing that because, you know, some revenue is better than no revenue, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So let's get to this week. I had a pretty good week this week. Big numbers, but big everything. Big miles, big bills, big everything. So we're in a loaner truck for the week. They call and ask me, they say, hey, the load you normally do that you pick up out of the Twin Cities area, they said, hey, can you go up and pick that up out of North Minnesota instead of out of the Twin Cities? And I said, sure, why not? So I did head 231 miles up there to get this load. And I go up there the night before. I sleep at the customer. I get up, I check in. They say, hey, just so you know, we canceling that load. Or we're moving it to next week, I think technically is what they said. We're not going to ship it this Monday. We're going to ship it next Monday. I was like, well, I'm glad I left my house and drove 231 miles last night to get here and get told Butkus. So luckily, the broker and the carrier worked it out to where I got a different load that was not going to Georgia. The load I was actually going to get now is going to Florida. So that was a kind of a blessing that, you know, we didn't get completely poo-pooed out of the 231 mile deadhead. I did get a truck order not used for $250 on that, but it was not what I wanted it to be, honestly. But let's go over that load. That was 231 empty miles, 1782 loaded miles, for a total of 2,013 all-in miles on that. That's some trucking right there, let me tell you. That is some trucking. Sorry if I seem distracted here. I got I'm waiting in a staging lot to get unloaded, and this staging lot is crazy. So I'm kind of trying to watch, make sure nobody hits me, because I'm finally back in my blue truck. Twice this truck's been hit this year. So trying to be while I'm sitting here trying to be proactive. You know, the other two times weren't. You know, well, one of them I was in the driver's seat, but there's nothing I could do about it. So, well, whatever. That load, negative 10 degrees, 43,000 pounds, and that load paid $5,800. And technically, I got a truck order not used on that, and that bumped it up to $62.50 because I had deadheaded 231 miles. That was a pretty good deadhead. That wrapped up the Florida load, and even before I got to Florida, they were like, hey, the best thing we got coming out of Florida right now, because see, I wasn't planning on going to Florida. Normally, if I plan on going to Florida, I want to know what I'm doing back out before I even accept a load to Florida. But taking that load to Florida on no notice was my best option, in my opinion, so I did it. And then I got down to Florida. No good paying freight coming out of Florida for me that week. So they said, hey, you want to deadhead up to Mississippi and get a load? Which I was like, ouch, that's going to hurt. That's going to be painful. But if that's the best option, then that's the best option. That's why you get paid good to go to Florida, right? That's why you get your money to go to Florida. So 600 miles, 598 miles deadhead out of Florida all the way over to Gulfport, Mississippi. I grabbed a load out of Gulfport going back to Minnesota. 1197 on the loaded miles, 1795 total miles, 58 degrees, 40,000 pounds, and that load paid $22.50. Yes. Ouch. Normally that's not a bad load unless you got 600 miles of deadhead coming into it, you know. That really knocked the rate per mile down, especially on a truck. That white Peterbilt with the high output Cummins, the best fuel economy I could get empty coming across I-10 was 7.9 miles per gallon. My truck would have been doing about 10 miles per gallon on that empty coming across I-10, but it is what it is. You know, you make the best of a bad situation in this, and that's what I did. But it come out pretty good. Total gross revenue for the week, $8,500. Woo! Come on, I give you a Ric Flair on that one. Woo! Yes, sir. I ain't seen an $8,000 week in a couple months, maybe even since the beginning of the year. So $8,500 gross revenue. Come on, holler at you, boy. Which is what me and the carrier made together. So my cut of that is $6,800, which pretty damn good for me because that's what I've been grossing the last few weeks, running my ass off. So it's pretty good. Now, let's talk about the big miles I ran this week. 3,808, baby. Come on now. Well, you got to do me like that. 3,808 miles. Y'all remember the good old COVID days when I could run 2,000 miles a week and make 8,500 gross revenue? Well, they're gone and they're never coming back, it appears. So to get the 8,500 revenue, I had to run 3,808 miles, all miles, 829 miles empty, 829 on the deadhead. Damn it, boy. 2,979 loaded miles for a 22% deadhead. Damn it, Bobby. Let's go over to rate per mile. 223 all miles. I can live with that. That's a big week, so that's okay. My cut, my 80% is $1.78 a mile, and that's $2.85 a loaded mile, which is a little deceiving because, number one, the load that picks up out of northern Minnesota and goes all the way to Florida pays a really good rate per mile because they know you got to deadhead all the way up to North Minnesota, and then you're going to be in Florida. So they know they got to pay on that one. And then the load out of Gulfport, Mississippi pays okay. It's like $2 a mile. But like I say, that loaded rate per mile is a little deceiving. It is. Let's go over to veritable costs. What did it take to make big money? Big money. If you're going to make money, you got to have money. It takes money to make money. I remember my grandfather telling me that when I was about 5 years old. I had no clue what he was talking about until I started being a perpetual entrepreneur and starting businesses. And then I realized what the heck he was talking about. So let's talk about it. Let's break down a veritable cost. $1,938 in diesel. Almost $2,000 in diesel, boys. Fuel economy is where it's at, let me tell you. Yes. $216 on Reefer, $59 on DEF Fluids, $15 on a cat scale, $10 on a toll, 0 on parking. Total veritable cost for the week, $2,238. We bring over my $6,800, my big old revenue. Subtract out $2,238, and that leaves me $4,562 to do what I gotta do with. And that ain't strip club money, folks. That's money to pay myself. That's money to fix my truck, pay for my truck, pay for my insurances, all my many types of insurances. My God, if I had life to do over again, I'd go back and be in the insurance industry, because, hey, is there a better for-profit industry that the government mandates you have? Maybe healthcare, but I like the insurance game a little better, I think. But that's the week, folks. Good week, big week, running hard. Tune in next week to see if it falls off a cliff or if I can maintain this level of running. This was a 7-day week. Like I said, I ran that 231 empty up the night before. So this was a full Sunday to Sunday week. And that's the week, folks. Tune in next week. Like I say, we'll see where we end up. Smash that like button if you made it this far. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, like I say, think about it. At least think about it. Come join me for a live show. Those are lots of fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other out there. And remember, people are more important than trucking. Quick, I just want to remind everybody about the Mudflap app. If you're not using Mudflap, check it out, download it. It should be part of your fueling program. It's a free app. Go download it from the Apple or Android store. You sign up using credit card or bank account. No credit checks, nothing like that. No fuel card needed. Get yourself huge discounts on fuel. It's an amazing free app. It's 100% legit. Sign up using my promo code there, and I'll get $10 in free fuel. You'll get $10 in free fuel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.